Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers.
I don't know what you're doing.
I want you to
right
get
now,
your mouse.
I want you to check me out.
And I want you to check me out.
Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship.
Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'm gonna talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things, you know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby.
Like, share, subscribe.
That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that done click the link, that done click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' blow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just want to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, we gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go.
To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you.
So I can know why I can't get over you. Whoa, baby, I lied to myself, but I can't deny the truth. Hey, girl, losing control. Yeah, all I want is you, baby. Girl, welcome to the relationship rehab. How does it feel? And the United Guns of America. Thing in my world ain't never gonna be. Oh, nobody like you. Yeah, buddy, what y'all know about that Kim? Huh? Hey, girl, ain't never gonna be nobody like you, baby. That's right, baby. Ain't nobody like you. That's right. Yeah. Please wait and see. Yeah, buddy. All right, y'all. Let me stop. How y'all doing tonight? It is another Relationship Rehab and United Guns of America evening. I am your host, Brian Redmond, and I'm so excited to be here with y'all. We're going to have a good show tonight. It's heating up in the studio here. And, hey, hopefully you guys have been having a good weekend, had a good night. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching this on the replay. Shout out to all my truckers. Bop, bop. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Now, I must say this. I saw a video and I don't know what it is. I guess when I'm like preparing for the show, I kind of like know what I need to do. And I started doing, getting my stuff together and getting, the videos and stuff together. And I had to do some updates. And I had to update like my, I had to do updates for my software, for my hardware, for all the stuff that I run. So it's taking some time, which is normal. I'm not tripping on that. So, but while I'm waiting, I'm sitting here in the studio and I'm looking at videos. Just, hey, clicking here, seeing what that is, clicking that, seeing what that is. What up, Montreal? What's happening with you? And I'm looking and I'm like... It's always one of those videos where you see it and you be like, wait, what? And that's exactly what it was. I was like, what? I said, this can't be. I said, it just can't be what I think this is. And it's like, I went and I clicked on it and sure enough, I was like, man, what else? Well, it's like, it's one of those things where you just got to wonder, like, what will they do or what will they say next? Because it's so much that people will just come out on the internet and just say, and they'll just be like, yep, this is what it is. This is how it should be. And that's just it. But I'm watching this video and it's one of those things where you waiting for something to happen that should happen, but it never happens. And I'm like, why are they just letting this motherfucker do this shit that they're doing? And this is insane. So I want y'all to just watch this real quick. It's not a long video, but the amount of tolerance that these people have for criminals, it is mind-boggling and astounding as to what we have an expectation with as far as criminals in our and it's more so in, I hate to say it, in these Democrat-ran cities where this shit goes on. And it's like nobody wants to stop the bad guy. Everybody wants to talk about what we need to do and what these people need to do. But when it comes to just a bad guy being a bad guy, don't nobody want to say shit to this person. So without further ado, I'm going to show you this and y'all tell me what y'all think about it. Because this, like I said, to me, I didn't understand why this would even be going on. And nobody's like doing a damn thing about it. But it goes and points out to my biggest point that I want to make is you have to be willing to protect yourself and don't have the expectation for your government, don't have the expectation for law enforcement, don't have the expectation for them to save you and protect you, because it's not their job. It is not their job. But let's go and let's watch this. So what do you see right here? You see a person at a gas station, right? Well, let's just see what this person does at this here gas station. Let's just see.
A lot of talk from our elected leaders.
Let me make sure I got it rewound and I turn it up.
Well, there's been a lot of talk from our elected leaders about finding new ways to curb crime and put repeat offenders in jail. But as that debate plays out, one Seattle store manager has had to resort to increasingly drastic measures to keep his business and customers safe.
In fact, he tells Fox 13's Matt Markovich that one man in particular has been terrorizing his store for years, and he's got the video to prove it.
Years.
Samir Shafi has had it. At risk to his personal safety, he wanted to share with us what's been happening here at his store on Lake City Way.
So right now I'm telling him that he's not allowed in here.
This guy knows Samir Shafi's store all too well.
Yeah, he knows that my door has auto lock from behind the counter.
The guy tries to prop open the door to prevent Samir, dressed in orange, from locking him inside until police arrive. The two tussle as the guy tries to steal something. Samir runs behind the counter to grab his bear spray, and then there's an exchange of sprays.
I'm not the one who sprays first. He's the one who sprays me what he has in his hand.
He chases him out to the gas pump, scaring customers.
And most of the time the customers see something like this happening, they just leave and they go.
Like that woman right there.
Yeah,
She just got up.
yeah, there's a loss of business too.
The guy comes back 2 hours later, wielding a half-gallon of milk. Samir bear sprays him again. But this...
you see this shit? Only in Seattle would some shit like this be able to go on. This dude is literally, he said this has been going on not in one day, not in a week. This has been going on for years. Years this dude has been doing this kind of shit. So basically, whenever this crazy motherfucker want to go fuck with this guy, he does. He goes in there and steals shit. He fucks with the customers. He does all this crazy shit and don't nobody do nothing about it.
This time the guy starts to throw rocks, breaking one window, then takes aim at Samir behind the counter, throwing a rock, breaking a window. Had it not been for some cans of Red Bull, the rock would have hit a customer in the head.
The Red Bull 4-pack saved her. I changed and it keeps coming.
That motherfucker said, the Red Bull 4-pack, it saved her. The Red Bull 4-pack, it saved her. Had it not been for the Red Bull 4-pack, she would have been hit in the head with the brick that was thrown by the guy. The the 4-pack Red Bull.
Back.
While surprising,
Saved her. The Red Bull 4-pack. 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 Saved her. I changed and it keeps coming back.
while surprising, he's been dealing with the same guy for 3 years, he said.
What? 3 years he been dealing with this crazy motherfucker. And had it not been for the Red Bull 4-pack, this lady would have got her head busted with a brick. Chasing this motherfucker off with bear spray like a fucking animal. But this is what happens.
He wonders why the guy is not in jail.
Were you just fed up with it?
Yeah, fed up and plus safety of my customers also.
He says he calls the police on this guy and many others who steal from his store.
Most
The
of
Red
time they
Bull
don't show up,
4-pack.
And if they show up, it's not in minutes, in hours.
This stretch of Lake City Way has seen its problems over the years. People with visible mental illness walking the streets. That's Samir's shop in the Circle Dot on SPD's 24-hour crime map. If you compare this stretch of Lake City Way with a high crime
That
area
motherfucker
of
lit up
Laurel
like a
Avenue to
Christmas
the
tree,
west,
ain't it?
It's almost the same.
How frustrated are you?
A lot, and my safety is also an issue right now because
Look at that motherfucker.
Something else. What I'm trying to do, just work and make a living. That's what I need.
A spokesperson for Seattle Police says they are still looking for the suspect and that officers responded within 15 minutes of getting the 911 call.
15
They would not
minutes.
verify previous calls to this store unless we had all the case numbers. But Samir says not all the calls resulted in open cases. In Seattle, Matt Markovich, Fox 13 News.
So that means when he said with open cases, that means that if the shit ain't, if there hasn't been a crime that he can prove that's been committed, then it's not an open case. There's nothing that they can come back and say. If he come in there and do some yelling and shouting and shit or do whatever he's doing to harass the customers and they can't catch him in the act doing it, there's no case. However, there's still calls being made. They know who this crazy motherfucker is. This guy has been dealing with this for over 3 years. And it's just, it just proves the point of how we will let somebody like this guy will deal with this shit forever until the day he decides to shoot this motherfucker, and then every nigga from Black Lives Matter gonna run down here and talk about how this racist guy killed one of the gems of the community. He was one of the nicest guys ever. He would give you the shirt off his back. He was so funny. He was so smart. He was so cute. He knew karate. He knew it. I mean, when these niggas shoot these niggas, it'd be the best nigga in the hood ever. But you have to realize that these people will allow anybody to terrorize them and they won't do shit about it. This dude is literally dealing with a person who's terrorizing his ass on a daily basis. And there's nothing that they can do about it? Man, bullshit. They don't want to do nothing about it because the police like, I don't give a fuck. If that shit ain't happening in my face, it is what it is. And just think, This is somebody who actually had enough evidence to actually go to the news media. This ain't the police reporting this. This is the news media doing this. So it was probably a slow Tuesday. They ain't had shit going, and they went and saw my man Muhammad and said, yeah, we gonna go ahead and put, you know, Habib's motherfucking shit on. He was gonna run it tonight at 7. This is what's going on in these inner cities. This is what's going on in these blue states that people don't ever see. And then this guy, let's just say he goes full retard one day and he decides to actually come in that store with a machete, come in that store with a knife, come in that store with a golf club and start fucking people up. That's just what it is. And all I'm saying is we have to always be in a position to where we can defend ourselves first, because you never know what this dude will do. He is a fucking menace, period. Crazy or not, mental issues or not, if we don't have mental health facilities provided to help these people, then fuck that. I still should not have to be victim. I still should not have to deal with somebody's crazy ass uncle, somebody's crazy ass brother, or somebody's crazy ass son. I should not have to deal with that as an American. I should be able to come here, run my business, give my customers great customer service, and at least have them understand that they know that they're safe here. That lady that got in her car and drove the fuck off, she did it like it was second nature. Probably ain't call the police or nothing. Probably like, oh, it's crazy Leroy up here again. Let me go. I ain't gonna get my gas up the street. That's exactly what she did. She didn't even say. She just got on back in her car and drove the fuck off like, I'm out. This shit is ridiculous. And what I'm saying to you all is, this is the kind of shit that politicians want you to be involved in. This is how they want you living, where you can't do shit but put some bear spray on a nigga. This is what it would look like if they disarmed all of the law-abiding citizens. That's exactly what you would get. Hoping that whatever criminal motherfucker comes your way don't feel like killing you, but he can fuck with you and terrorize you until his heart's content. Because you can't shoot him because you don't have no gun. You can't stop him because you ain't got no gun. If he comes there with a gallon of milk, or if he comes there with a fucking shotgun that he stole from somewhere, that's just it. Deal with it. That's all to it. So I just wanted to show y'all that, just to give you an idea of what shit would be like. And you saw the response time, right? Seattle Police Department, 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And that's on a good day. To an hour. So you get this call, hey, yeah, we got this crazy guy. He got some type of aerosol spray. He's spraying people. He just threw a brick through a window at a gas station. That means I'm waiting 15 minutes before somebody show up. Imagine if he throws the brick and then decides to start playing let's stab everybody game. That's exactly how this shit would be. People would literally be at the mercy of anybody, whether they mentally ill or whether they just a diabolical criminal. They would be at their mercy. This is why I don't never, ever want the safety of my life and my loved one's life to be in nobody else's hands but mine. That's it. So, without further ado, let's move on to what happened on The View. Now, some of y'all know that The View is pretty much a left-wing, right-wing hatred pretty much show. Anything that's Republican, anything that is not pro-woke, pro-cancel culture, pro-anything that the Republicans like, we hate. If it's anything besides that, there's nothing else about the show. That's all they do. That's all they do. And it's to the point to where, hey, if that's what y'all group want to do, fine. I usually don't watch it. But when I saw this clip, I was like, wow, really? It's gotten this bad and these people have gone this far. This was more disturbing to me than anything, because this is not only a platform that's on national TV, but you have a group of adults sitting here letting these people talk the way that they talk, and no one had the balls, no one even had the common decency to say, hold up, wait. They just would not hit this person with a Nate dog at all. Not at all. So let's go ahead and let's do this. But first, my favorite part of the show.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holders. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
That's right. So check this out.
Joe Biden is putting gun control on the ballot this November. The president calling for a slew of anti-gun measures during a highly politicized primetime address. Biden demanding Congress act, but only on the gun crackdown policies that he supports, instead of trying to find common ground. The president taking the opportunity to bash and blame Republicans. But according to a new poll, the majority of Americans don't agree with Biden. Over half don't see school shootings as a guns problem. But that's not stopping Biden from trying to strong-arm Congress into doing what he wants.
And isn't it something to where every time you see some type of poll or some type of statistic that talks about this presidency, they never, ever acknowledge it? They will lie and say something completely opposite of what the numbers actually say. Just like when I was doing that video talking about fucking what's his name? O'Rourke. Yeah, all Americans, the greater majority of Americans, they want this. Where's the data? They saying it. I've talked to them myself. They want this to happen. You're lying. And it's like he keeps saying it. Beto has literally been saying this for like 4 years, 5 years. When he was running the last time, he was saying that, yeah, the American people, they want these gun laws. They want these things. They want this registry. Where are the numbers at, dude? Show me the national poll, the national statistics that does that, that shows that. Never showed it. Has never shown it. He said that he has talked to the people. He said that the polls prove it, and he's never shown a single number. He's never even shown a poll of just the people that support him saying it. He hasn't even shown that. He just makes this shit up. And it's like when you look at this and you hear this dude is literally, factually, the statistics and the numbers show he is the lowest rated president of all time. This nigga is the GOAT of disapproval. He's the GOAT of disapproval, the greatest disapproval score, disapproval rating of all time. The numbers have shown it. Joe Biden has the worst approval rating ever, but somehow he had the highest voting turnout ever. He had the most votes than any other president before. I'll let y'all connect them dots while I toast my cigar. Let me say that again. This president, and we're just shy of 6 months after 1 year, this president has the lowest approval rating ever. However, this president has the most votes ever. You tell me how that happens. I'm just saying.
You tell me, how does that happen? How do I get the most votes ever? Which would then make me the most popular president ever. That means the most people came out to vote for me because they believed in me. They loved me. They wanted me to be the president. That's why everybody showed up. Who showed up? Everybody. Who? Everybody. And then in less than a year, his approval rating was in the fucking toilet. This ain't just happened just recently. That's just currently today. It's still in the shitter. But shortly after he got in office, his approval rating was in the toilet, and it stayed in the toilet. And you're telling me that he got the most votes ever, but he has the worst approval rating ever. Those two cannot exist at the same time. Just saying. You connect the dots the way you want to, but it's impossible for someone to fall out of favor of the most votes ever in less than a year. It's impossible. But I'll just leave that right there and let somebody else mull that over. Let's continue.
For so many of you at home, I want to be very clear. This is not about taking away anyone's guns. We need to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
This is not about taking anybody's guns. And he turns right back around and says, we need to ban assault weapons. Well, sir, by your logic, shout out to Tommy Sotomayor. By your logic, sir, I have what you would consider an assault rifle, and you want to ban it. That means you would take it away. This is not, he clearly says it and even has it posted. This is not about taking away anyone's guns. And comes right back and says we need to ban assault weapons. This is not about taking away anyone's freedom of speech. We need to ban these words from speech. This is not about this is not about raising anyone's taxes. We need to increase the tax collections for the American people. And this is the game that they play. This is the shit that the Democrats have been doing for decades. And he's so good at it because he's been doing it for over 50 years since he's been a politician. We will say one thing that you want to hear and turn right back around and tell you what we're going to do. That's exactly what it is. We're going to tell you, yeah, what do you want to hear? That we're not going to do this? Okay. Yeah, we actually going to do it. So I'm going to tell you that, and then I'm going to turn right back around and tell you how we're going to do it. We do not want to take anyone's guns away. Guys, we need to ban assault weapons. That's just what he's saying.
And if we can't ban assault weapons, then we should raise the age to purchase them from 18 to 21. The fact that the majority of the Senate Republicans don't want any of these proposals even to be debated.
Let me address that, because I know some people think that that's a good point, or that's a sensible point. And I will say this to that. Number one, I truly believe that whatever age that a person can go and die for this country, that person should be able to have all of the rights that an adult would have in this country. I believe that if I can go and die for this country, I should be able to drink, I should be able to smoke, I should be able to buy whatever gun I want, I should be able to drive whatever, I should be able to do that. Plain and simple. Because my thing is this: if that kid wanted to still do what he did, why would he just not go and get an illegal gun if he can't get one legally?
Y'all making it seem like it's impossible. The only way that you can get a gun is by going to a gun store these days. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. You can put me in a suit, send me overseas, and have me go shoot up whatever enemy we got claimed that being the enemy that week. I can go shoot and kill all them motherfuckers. But when I'm back home, I can't buy the very same type of rifle that you give me to go and assault other people with. Okay, then I'll just go and get one illegally. That's it. It's like those kind of things that we say, we don't consider the actual reality of the things that we try to put on each other as people. And it's because a lot of politicians do it because they're so far removed from reality, because they have so much shit. And this is one of the main reasons why I don't like the fact that politicians get to make so much money. Because if they didn't, and they served and they lived the basic, I mean, they ain't gotta live bare minimum, but if they lived a much more modest life because of their salaries, then they wouldn't be able, they would have a better idea of what the fuck is going on in the community. They would.
Or come up for a vote, I find unconscionable. I believe the majority of you will act to turn your outrage into making this issue central to your vote. Enough, enough, enough.
That's a good tactic. What he's trying to do, and this is why the Democrats are so hell-bent on this issue and trying to use this particular situation to bolster their voting base, to bolster and get votes, to get people to vote for them. This is why they're doing that, because they essentially know that their goose is cooked come November. So what they're trying to do is to say, hey, if you don't do nothing else, forget all of the stuff that you may be wanting us to do, forget all of the stuff that you may be wanting to hold us accountable for. All we want y'all to do is to vote for us just because we trying to pass this gun legislation. Great question, Giggity Goose James. He says, why TF, which means the fuck, do you want an assault weapon though? First of all, they're not called assault weapons. They are called semi-automatic rifles. The fact and the reason why I want a semi-automatic rifle is because, aside from my God-given right in the Constitution to what says I can carry it, I need it in case I have multiple threats. It is the best tool that I can use to defend myself in a multiple threat scenario. That is why. That is why. It allows me to defend myself against multiple assailants, and it's easier to shoot than a handgun. It's more accurate than a handgun, and it allows me to stop the assailant more efficiently, quicker. So yes, the guy that kicks in my door, that wants to steal my TV, that wants to rape my wife, that wants to do whatever the fuck he think he wants to do for whatever reason, whether he's crazy, just a diabolical villain, or whether he's just an evil person that wants to do harm to me, I want to stop him as quickly as possible. I want to kill him as quickly as possible. I want to put him down. I don't give a fuck about his issues or his worries or his troubles. If he comes and assaults me, if he comes and aggressively tries to do something to me or my loved ones or my property, I want to be able to defend myself and put his ass down. That's why the fuck I would need an assault rifle, though. I hope that answers your question, Giggity Goose. Let's continue.
But that's not good enough for some on the left. Here are the ladies of The View.
I always say, don't vote for Republicans because right now, I mean,
Listen
we
to
can
this.
go back to it after we get gun laws. So
I always say, don't vote for Republicans. I mean right now, until we get gun laws. Do you hear this? Do you hear this? She literally said that with all confidence. I always say, don't vote for Republicans until we get gun laws. Oh, Giggity's back. Giggity Goose says, it allows mass shooters to kill a lot more though. I think we need to increase security guards and give them the assault rifles. Here's my thing, Giggity. I don't give a fuck who them is. My thing is this. A mass shooter, a mass stabber, a mass semi-handgun, semi-automatic handgun shooter, a mass revolver shooter is one mass shooter too many. It is inevitable, sir. Or ma'am. It's going to happen. So because it's going to happen, there's no point in banning guns. Because if there were mass stabbings everywhere, would you ban knives? Ask France about that. So there isn't a thing to say if we ban these weapons, it will stop it. Nope, don't happen because people can get guns illegally, sir or ma'am. So that is why what you're trying to say, you're not being practical, because the reality of it is just because something is banned doesn't mean that you still cannot get it. And most law-abiding citizens are the ones that need what it is that you're trying to ban because they're the ones that are in these situations. What would you do, not for a Klondike bar, but what would you do if 5 people kicked in your front door right now and they all were carrying guns? Would you want to use that revolver, that 6-shooter you got? Or would you want to use an AR-15 with a 40-round magazine in it? I choose option B. I don't want to hide. I don't want to hope for the best. I don't want to get on my knees and pray. I don't want to call the police and listen to some fucking dispatcher tell me to hold the fuck on. I don't want no dispatcher calling me back and my phone ringing and now they know exactly where the fuck I'm at. I don't want to deal with any of that. I just want to protect myself. Why can't I have that? Because last time I checked, there are way more home invasions than there are mass shootings. And that there's what you call a fact, sir.
Now with you, Joy. Get rid of Republicans. Get rid of the party.
And these fucking adults are clapping. Get rid of Republicans. Get rid of the party. Do you understand how childish this is? Do you understand? This shows you the level of intelligence that these people have. These are 2 idiots, women and all. I don't give a fuck. I'm calling a thing a thing. This ain't got nothing to do with what they just saying that, and they just being the fact that you are on a national syndicated talk show platform and you speak like this, that is embarrassing.
Enough.
But that's not good enough for some on the left. Here are the ladies of The View.
I always say, don't vote for Republicans because right now, I mean, you can go back to it after we get gun laws.
So I'm now with you, Joy. Get rid of Republicans. Get rid of the party. The party as it stands now, because it's the party of white supremacy. It's the party of insurrectionists. It's the party of massacres at this point.
The party of massacres. Do you realize if someone was to say this about any other group, that they would literally be considered racist, hate group, they would be the worst of the worst? These people literally are saying this and people are clapping for it. They are the party of massacres. Are you serious? Last time I checked, Democrat cities are the fucking leaders in crime. Democrat cities are the leaders in gun violence. So what are you talking about? You tell me what Republican ran city is leading in gun violence. I'll wait. You probably got 10, 15, or 20 in front of it. This is so fucking out of pocket. This is just for it. And here's my thing. If this chick was sitting here on YouTube, I wouldn't trip. I wouldn't trip. But this person is on national television. And she's saying this. And nobody, and I mean nobody is saying like, whoa, wait a minute now, bitch. This is you going too far. Get rid of them. What the fuck does that mean? That's the same bitch that was talking that shit when it came down, when it was all that time about getting the shot. If you don't get the shot, you shouldn't be able to go nowhere. You shouldn't be able to do nothing. We should just... That's the same shit she was saying. This the same bitch that was talking about during the election. We should have a list of everybody who didn't vote for Biden. Everybody who voted for Trump, we should have their name on a list and we should remember them. Whatever they try to do, we should remember it. Wherever they try to go, we should remember it. She's talked like this on several occasions. Several occasions. And nobody has ever held her accountable. Nobody has ever held her and said, well, wait a minute. No, you going too far. Yes, this exactly, Citizen Man. This is some Hitler rhetoric that she's talking. I shit you not.
It's the party that you can't trust.
She's just making shit up. You just can't trust it.
The party as it stands now, because it's the party of white supremacy, it's the party of insurrectionists, it's the party of massacres at the
party of racists, insurrectionists, and massacres. And you just can't trust it. Why would someone say that on a national television show and get away with it? That's my point. If she wants to just be that ignorant and speak like that, that's one thing. You let it come out your mouth and you're responsible for the words that you use. But the fact that people are clapping this shit, that's exactly why I'm glad I got my guns. This is why Giggity James, this is exactly why I want an AR-15. Because a bitch like her will send law enforcement, will send an army, will send someone to come and tell me what I should and shouldn't do. A bitch like her will put together a fucking task force to come and tell me what the fuck I need to do, what the fuck I need to say, and how much money I need to pay the government. She'll send them after me if I don't agree with her. That's exactly why. It's people that speak like this. It's people that have this type of absolute attitude. If you are this, then you need to die. If you are this, you need to be getting rid of. If you like to vote for this person, my vote, I need to be gotten rid of. Well, what if someone just said, well, if you black, we should just get rid of them. Because blacks are the party of insurrectionists. Blacks are the party of racists. Blacks are the party of massacres. Just think if somebody said that about niggas. 2 of the 3 would be right. And people would lose their shit. But because you are Republican, then it's okay to say death to all Republicans. Shout out to What We Know podcast with the $9.99 donation. He said they trying to treat our rights like it's a privilege. Yes, that's why they keep saying stupid shit like the Constitution is not absolute. Bullshit, it ain't. That's exactly why they wrote it. So you can't go back and say, no, we're going to change that. We're going to take that out. We don't want y'all to be able to do that no more. No. Giggity Goose says, I keep saying giggity because I like my man off of Family Guy, but I know it's giddy. But anyway, if the government is after you, there is nothing you can do. They are already in control, so an assault rifle can only protect you for so long. Well, I want that right. How about that? You say tomato, I say tomato. I want that right. How about that? Can I not have that? If you believe that the government has gotten you backed you into a corner like that, fine. That's what you believe? Fine. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. So because I don't believe that and that's what you think, then that's fine. All I'm saying is this. I want the right that I have. I don't want to give up my power to anybody. I don't give a damn how many 18-year-olds, 22-year-olds, 32-year-olds, 39-year-olds go and shoot up somewhere else. If they try it here and try to come mass shoot my fucking house, I want to be able to stand there and greet them with my fucking assault rifle. Is that not my right? Can I not have that right? Can I not have the power to do that? If my gun makes me feel safe from the government, I need a wake-up call. Can I not just have the same feeling that you have? You have the feeling to where it don't matter and it's useless. I have the attitude that is opposite of that thinks it makes me feel safe. Why are you trying to take that from me? You see, this is exactly my problem with Democrats. This is my problem with the far left. This is my problem with them because they got their feelings and that's fine. Everything else, you can't feel that way. You can't feel that way. I should be able to have what it is that is my right to have. Why would you want to take that away from me if you feel different? You can't prove to me now in no shape, form, or fashion that if there were banned assault rifles, that there wouldn't be any more mass shootings. You can't guarantee me that. So why would I give up my right to try to make you feel better, essentially? Because you have no data that proves otherwise. You think I don't need it? I think I do. Why can't I have it? You think I don't? Hell, I think some people only need 2 pairs of shoes. That ain't the case now, is it? You can buy as many as you want. Just saying.
This point, it's the party that you can't trust.
Wow. How do you even come to a question based on that? Greg, I mean, the party of massacres, the party of insurrection, the party of white supremacists. But even before I get into that, I mean, the fact that Biden says the Republicans...
Hold on, hey, chill on that. Let me see what this dude is saying.
Now to work out a deal with the Democrats?
Scared of your own shadow. Okay.
I mean, it's when you listen to Sonny...
Let me go back. Zane Gree RC says, scared of your own shadow. Why can't I be afraid? I am scared of my own shadow. So why can't I be afraid? Is that illegal? Is that illegal? Then he or she comes back and says, why is the U.S. not the safest place on earth today with your pro-gun ideology? What place is? My safety puts future generations in danger. How? Do you feel as though you're in danger, Zangri? I'm not comparing you to it. I'm comparing your ideology because that shit that you're saying is what they say. So I don't know what you vote as. I don't know what political group you identify as. I'm just equating the things that you're saying is exactly what they say. Just saying. But all I'm saying is, why can't I be afraid of my own shadow, Zangary? Well-regulated militia. What about the rest of it? I don't understand why people only want to say that one part. This is the same shit that I'm talking about. You only say that one part. You don't want to read the rest of it. I wonder why. I wonder why. It amazes me how people will pick and choose certain parts to try to actually say, hey, this is what I want to just talk about. So I'm just going to say this little part and I'm not going to talk about the rest. Brad Cooper and anybody else, please go to Tommy's all my links and you can find everything. That's all you need to do. All my links. That's all you need to do. All my links has everything. Not just this channel, not just that channel. All it is all my links. That's it. There's no reason to keep going, to keep trying to figure out, to keep actually asking about. He's been saying it for years. And y'all still won't do it. All my links. That's it. Don't type it again. Don't type it again. Thank you. But if you're going to talk about the Second Amendment, then why not talk about the Second Amendment? Just saying. Why not talk about the whole Second Amendment? Because there's another part on there that says the right to bear arms, a well-regulated militia, comma, being necessary to the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So what that means is there are several areas to that. Do you know what a militia is? Most people don't. Most people don't. Let's see. Let me use my old Google here and explain. Militia. Militia. A military force that is raised from the civil population to supplement a regular army in an emergency. Stop right there. Because this is the shit that I love to talk. This is the shit that I love to say to people because they try to twist it. They saying basically, because they're not just saying only a militia. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. It says a well-regulated militia, comma. Does anybody know what a comma means? That means there's something else. The afterworld. A world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun, day or night. Being necessary to the security of a free state. So that means a well-regulated militia. That means that we, the people, can form an emergency army. I just gave you the definition of a militia. And now I'm giving you the definition of what that purpose is for. Because that's what it says. Being necessary to the security of a free state. Now, here's the other part that you're missing because there's another and. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, shall not be changed, shall not be fucked with, shall not be controlled. That's what they're saying. Well-regulated militia doesn't mean only an emergency army. It's a comma, which means in addition to. Now, why y'all don't want to read it that way? I have no fucking, well, I do have an idea, because it doesn't support your narrative. But why not just read the whole thing? Why not just acknowledge the whole thing? You know why? Because you don't want to tell the truth. You know, you can't handle the truth. That's all it is. The National Guard already exists. The National Guard is paid by who? Zangari? Who's the National Guard paid for by? The government pays it with our money. They're not saying that. That is not a well-regulated militia. That is a fucking army. I don't know why the fuck you just all of a sudden pulled that out your ass. Hey, the National Guard is a militia. No, it's not. I just gave you the definition of a militia. Let me give it to you again. A military force that is raised from the civil population. Raised from the civil population. That means the civilians. The National Guard is not raised by civilians. The National Guard has, what do you call, certified law enforcement? They are not a fucking militia. They are a fucking army. They are a fucking military force. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Shout out to Miss America. Hit your boy with 50 bucks. Long live the American Republic. Do you understand how people don't read, or they just read what they want and try to spin a narrative? Why not just tell the whole truth? It says it clear as day. A well-regulated militia. That means a bunch of niggas want to get together and form an army? Yup, you sure can do that. Like them fucking fools that was with that Grandmaster Flash motherfucker. Grandmaster J or whatever the fuck he did. That was a militia. That was a bunch of niggas that didn't take no tests. There's a bunch of niggas that didn't have no certification. They didn't have to go through no class. They didn't have to get nothing together to get together with a bunch of guns and be out in public. That's what that means. Well-regulated militia. By the civilians. It is not by a government paid entity. It is not by law enforcement. It is not by a bunch of people who have to take a test to get in it. I just can't walk up and show up for the National Guard and say, yeah, I'm in, y'all. When the next meeting. Stupid ass. That's what it says. So what the fuck are y'all talking about? Stop making shit up and only picking out the certain parts you want. And the other part to that, it's saying it's for, what is a militia for? Emergency purposes. They're giving you the right to do that. And what does a militia do? Let me read that for you. A military force that engages in rebel or terrorist activities in opposition to a regular army. Last time I checked, can somebody please tell me who's in charge of our armies? Somebody please tell me who is in charge of our armies? Please tell me who is in charge of our armies? Hold on, let me read these chats. Shout out to Monterey. Hit your boy with $2. Thanks for the show. Thank you, sir. Hero of Breath says, play the Penn and Teller coverage for this clown since he's so hilarious. I'm just saying. This is what it says. I'm not making shit up like y'all want to. I'm just telling you what it says. I'm just saying. That's just what it is. What is it for? To raise up against a rebel or terrorist activities in opposition to a regular army. Who is our regular army? Thank you, Mr. Speak On It, for sending me a super chat earlier. If I didn't read it, I'm sorry, sir. Thank you. All I'm doing is just speaking the facts. I'm not making shit up, and I'm not just saying bits and pieces. I'm telling you the whole thing. I'll read it one more time before I move on. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's what it says. I'm talking about street gangs. Now I'm talking about street gangs. You know what? You're done. You're done. You see what happens when you speak facts? People then want to veer off into some other shit. I said nothing about a street gang. I specifically gave the definition of what a militia is and what a militia does, and then referenced it in the Second Amendment of the Constitution. And this is your response. You're now just being an asshole, Zangary. Tread lightly. Because I tried to have a fucking civil conversation, and now you're just being an asshole. I won't let you do that. I'll let you say what you want to say, but I won't let you be a dick just for the sake of being a dick. You're bringing up something that has nothing to do with the points that I'm making. Either counter my points with facts or shut the fuck up and watch the show. Like the bitch you are.
You have to understand, this is the dumbest person on earth. I mean, she's a lawyer, right? Imagine her argument in a court case where she goes to the judge. I don't think it's fair that I have to argue this case with the other side. Can they just lose their legal team and I'll just take it from here? Because that's exactly what she's saying. She goes, I don't want to actually hear an opposing or a shared opinion or debate. I'd rather just get rid of all of them, and then she smears them. The thing is, again, it's all about the SVT, single variable thinking. You can't trust somebody if they're only focused on one variable, and that's what you saw last night with...
And that's just what we saw here in the chat. This person is saying well-regulated militia over and over again. I explained to that person what a militia is. I explained to that person what a militia does. And then I explained to that person actual context and what we're talking about. The actual fucking amendment. I read it and pointed out that it was not just speaking to one thing, but it was speaking to 3 different things, and ended it with shall not be infringed. And then what did they respond with? You're talking about street gangs.
You dumb son of a bitch.
You dumb son of a bitch.
No, you don't have to train in a militia. You see what the fuck I mean? You don't have to train in the militia. That is not what the definition says. Why do you want to make up shit? I don't understand people that do this. There's something mentally fucking off with people. Are you training in a militia? That shit says nothing about training. Let me read the third definition of a militia. All able-bodied civilians eligible by law for military service. What do you have to be when it comes to being eligible for military service? No felony. You can't be a felon. And you can't have any medical condition that can keep you from performing the task in the military, which means like you can't have cerebral palsy, you can't have Down syndrome, you can't have those type of ailments. You can't perform those military duties. That's exactly what it's saying. So anybody else didn't say nothing about training. It just says able-bodied civilians. Right, flat feet. I got the flattest feet in motherfucking Texas, FYI. I'm telling you, my feet so goddamn flat, boy. Shit. I'm just saying, why would you bring up something? Shout out to my man Billy, go hit your boy with $5. He said Zangary is slow. It's like, why would you make something up? You're just pulling shit out your ass. Fuck the definition. Fuck the facts that I have here. Fuck all that. We just go make stuff up. How many militias are there? Shit, if I know. Not my fucking problem. I don't need to count the militias. I am the militia, motherfucker. Shit. Why would I need to count that? Why would I give a fuck as to how many there are? There's nothing in the Constitution that says only 8 militias per community. Nope. I'm just saying, what is the point that you're trying to make? Because all you talking about is feelings and fantasy. That's all you talking about is how you feeling and fantasy. Shit that we have no basis on knowing if it is true or not. That's all you're doing.
President Biden. And that's why people can't trust him, because they think that, oh my God, if they're only focusing on one thing, they are coming for that one thing, and that is guns. It's all about curbing social media, focusing on mental health, not pronouns and optional identities. And it's also about security for schools. And we can talk about guns. We are open-minded. The Republicans should actually go for it and talk about a multifaceted approach to protect children and take the lead and say, look, we're open to everything, because the Democrats can't expand their viewpoint, but Republicans can.
And you know what the thing is? And this is just my thing about Republicans. Most Republicans, even if your views are different, they are at least secure enough in their position to state what it is that they're saying and why they're saying it. And they usually can say, hey, this is just based on trends that we've seen before. This is based on the facts of what the data that we have. This is what we believe to say, hey, this is what's going to happen because we've seen this happen before. Like when they talked about all this fucking government spending and how it was going to fuck up the economy, and talking about how it's going to cause inflation. And the fucking woman who's in charge of the fucking treasury just got her stupid ass on TV a few days ago and said, I apologize because I didn't know this was going to happen. I couldn't foresee it. Bitch, that's your job as the fucking treasurer. It is to fucking forecast and foresee what the fuck is going on financially for the entire government. Nobody said a thing, though. Let's see what other dumb thing Zan Gary has said. There is no threat of invasion, so the guns are to be kept in the local armory. Says who, ma'am? Says who? You interpret militia as a private person. I interpret militia as the definition it said. I am a civilian, you dumb son of a bitch. Which means when I say I am the militia, I can be a part of the militia. I am a civilian. That's what I'm saying. Jesus Christ. What do you... I don't get it. Do y'all see this? And the only reason why I'm entertaining this person because they're so fucking hell-bent on doubling down on their point. Not one time has this motherfucker said, damn, you right. I get it. Damn, you're right. I was wrong on that part. Damn, I see what you're saying. Not one time. I've given nothing but factual information, and this person is talking about a fucking invasion. An invasion of what? Body snatchers, you dumb son of a bitch?
You dumb son of a bitch? You dumb son of a bitch?
Are you serious? Then the person comes back and says militia is a group of folks. Motherfucker, I just told you that. Fuck you mean? I just told you that. Why would you tell me that? It's just like as if when I was a law enforcement officer, I am the law. I am the law enforcer. I am the peace officer. I'm not the entire department, but I am an entity of that department. I am a police officer, not the police department. I am a police officer. I'm a part of that group. Me by myself. Oh my God. Oh my God. Gun control is inevitable, folks. Don't freak out, okay? There's already enough gun control. What are you talking about? Just because you don't want people to have AR-15s, that's fine if you don't want people to have that. Which is why we're so glad you're not the king of the fucking world.
because you feel as though, and you think as such, to say whatever you feel is happening is what should happen for everyone. You don't believe in people being free, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. If you don't believe people should be free, I'm okay with that. I'm just glad I'm in America, because there are plenty of people that think like you and feel the way you feel, like in Australia, like in North Korea, like in Japan, like in China, like in Canada. There are plenty of other places in the world that feel the same way you do. That's okay. I'm fine with that. You just can't bring that shit here. That's all. That's my only thing. Shit. That's it. That's all it is to it. They making this so complicated and so complex. We've survived millions of years without guns. Seems we won't last much longer with them. How do you know that? Where's the data that supports that? We've survived millions of years with swords. Someone eventually said, hey man, we need to stop carrying these motherfucking things. I mean, what the fuck? You see how they just make shit up? They just say these two go together and these two go together. I'm just gonna say that. We've survived millions of years. We have not been around millions of years, first of all, you dumb son of a bitch. We've not been around a million years. Jesus Christ.
Though, could cut. You remember he said that Second Amendment is an absolute? He could cut the gun-toting population in half if he announced that all Democrats will forfeit their Second Amendment rights and turn in their guns.
Great idea.
Half the country, if you think guns are evil, then why don't you give them up first? Take the first step.
I like that. And that's why I wanted to play this particular video and not just off the View. I like what he said. How come all of these Democrats aren't running, aren't lining up to these police stations? Y'all do know that you can turn in a gun at any local law enforcement agency. Y'all do know that, right? You can literally walk in and turn in any firearm to your local law enforcement. Just turn the motherfucker in. Here you go. Just turn it in. You do know that you can do that. Why aren't they doing it? Why is it someone like Beto O'Rourke, Joe Biden, saying, you know what, I'm going to set the example and I'm going to get rid of my security detail. Y'all, we don't need guns. We going to turn in ours, y'all, so y'all can turn in y'all's. Why ain't they doing that? I love that idea. That was a great idea. Turn yours in then. You want me to turn in my guns? You want me to give up my guns? Turn yours in first. Turn yours in first. That's what I want to see. Start your own free gun registry where y'all go and register your names, register all your firearms, and then turn them all in. So we would have that data to show that you all have turned it in. That's what I'm asking. Same thing he's asking. Be the vision of good, motherfuckers. But it's something, it seems as though, especially this with Democrat politicians, they always the main ones with all these grand ideas. And they got all of these fucking rules, all these fucking laws, and all this shit they want you to do. And then they turn around and do the complete opposite. Just like how all them motherfuckers talked about these masks. All them motherfuckers went out and partied with no mask. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? They all did. Every last one of them motherfuckers was talking about, yeah, you gotta wear your mask. You gotta wear it. You must wear it. We got sanctions to wear it. And you got motherfuckers like Gavin Newsom partying with 15, 20 dinner guests at a restaurant he rented out to motherfucking party and nobody had a mask on. Oh, so I gotta wear mine when I go to the restaurant, but you don't have to wear yours. You are nobody to hang with your ass. Ain't that about a bitch?
Ain't that about a bitch? And click that like button while y'all watching this, please.
You guys lead and we will follow. I mean, a lot of climate activists will do that. They'll reduce their own carbon footprint. They won't own a car. So maybe Democrats who don't like the Second Amendment.
Right. Turn in y'all cars. Y'all want this bullshit ass initiative to where we all going green? You stupid motherfuckers. That's one of the dumbest things that I've heard these people say. You want us to do something as a country that we literally can't do yet. That's crazy to me. They want you to do. We gotta go green. We gotta get rid of these fossil fuels. Okay, I hear that. But we don't have the actual technology to be advanced enough to where we could do that. So how do we do it? We don't. You're telling me that's just like me saying, you know what, guys, we've got to get rid of these gunpowder based cartridges. We got to get rid of bullets, and we got to move into using phasers and lasers. We got to move into it now. We got to get phasers and lasers and use that as our weapons because they're so much more accurate. We don't have one created. We don't have handheld phasers or lasers. So why in the fuck would we now say we got to ban all bullets? I understand that there is a lot of pollution created by coal burning, gas burning, whatever the fuck. But there are literally no places that can actually sustain themselves with either electricity or with water or with wind. There's no place that can do that without using something that is fossil fuel based to either build it or to keep it going as a failsafe. These solar powered power plants, you know what their fail-safes are? Fossil fuels. When you got these big dumbass motherfucking solar fields, sizes of 2 and 3 football fields, if the power demand exceeds their capabilities, it rolls over to literally a fossil fuel power plant. Just saying, like, we're not there technologically. We're not there. We do not have the technology in place to go green. So why would we say, yeah, we got to go green? They are literally using fossil fuel plants to make the equipment that's used for solar power, wind power, all of that. Do y'all know how stupid that is? We're gonna use this coal burning plant to make the fucking wind turbines to give us wind power. That makes no sense. And people literally are not having, I'm telling you like this, just because I'm into technology, I literally went and researched like, damn, maybe it would be sweet if we had electric cars. You get 30,000 miles to the gallon or whatever the fuck, a charger to give you 700 miles. Okay, but wait, how do we build that? Show me the green solar powered or wind powered plant that's building these solar and wind powered devices. They don't exist. The Tesla plant, I think it's 2 of the Tesla plants that are like almost there, but they still have to tap into the grid. If for some reason something goes wrong and they need it, they have to still do it. I'm just saying. It is what it is. There's the truth is there. We are not advanced enough to do it. So why are we trying to force ourselves to do it? And here's the kicker. Every other country is doing so much less about going green than we are. Now that we're America and we're leading the world. Yeah, okay, we leading the world. We don't even have the shit ready to lead. We don't even have the tools to lead. It makes no sense.
Get rid of the guns. Probably a lousy shot anyway.
All right, Kellyanne, you know, there is no question that even 51% of Americans agree that, you know, guns are not the answer to the schools massacres, the school shootings that we're seeing. They see other components. They see mental health as a problem. They're interested in strengthening the schools. Why is...
Here's my thing. If you want to stop mass shootings, and y'all have heard me say this plenty of times, you don't want mass shootings to occur. Where do mass shootings occur? Mass shootings occur in gun-free zones. Why not put armed, trained professionals in those areas? Why not do that? If we can put armed, trained professionals in our courts, in all of our fucking federal buildings, at all of our jails, at all of these other places, why would we not put them in our schools? Somebody can answer that for me, then we can have a conversation. But no one has ever been able to answer that. Yes, Deluxe 24/7. Deluxe 24/7 made a great point. Says nuclear is safe if you build it in the right location and maintain it properly. It absolutely is. Proven. Look at our nuclear subs. The motherfuckers will run literally forever. A nuclear sub runs forever. Actually, and this is a fact. I ain't just making shit up. The nuclear reactors that are in our nuclear subs, they outlast the subs. They will decommission the sub and the reactor is still good. You will have to replace the sub before you replace the nuclear reactor that's in the sub. Facts. Right. The Nimitz, the nuclear aircraft carrier. That nuclear aircraft carrier, when it falls apart and it has to be decommissioned, the nuclear reactor that's in that aircraft carrier will still be good. Unlimited power, like the fucking emperor himself said it. Unlimited power! That's the fact. Right, forever. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So it's like this whole thing about going green. Do you want to go green just for the sake of going green? Or do you want to be the most energy sufficient? And do you want to be self-sustaining, self-sufficient when it comes to energy as a country? We done came a long way from Chernobyl. Just saying. We done came the technology from Chernobyl. We learned a great deal about Chernobyl. But the technology advancement in nuclear reactors from Chernobyl to today, it's like night and day. It's like night and day. So they're the facts.
In Congress, whether it's the Democrats or the Republicans or both of them, why aren't they focused on all of the issues, just like Greg is saying, as opposed to guns, 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 guns? And by the way, there is one congressman who said, spare me the BS, although he said the full words, about constitutional rights.
Well, he said that. He also said, spare me the BS about mental health, that other countries have mental health problems so they don't have guns. And there you've got Joe Biden and others like Senator Cornyn, the Republican tasked to work on this in the Senate judge, who are talking about mental health. Why? Because even the Congress, even the American Rescue Plan last year, $1.9 trillion, has $112 billion earmarked for schools in a post-COVID world. So instead of ventilation systems and the stickers on the floor and masking 7-year-olds, that money has been earmarked for counselors, for mental health services, and for lost learning.
That lets you know that the money is there. And I'm gonna keep saying this shit just because it's the right thing to keep saying. If we can send $40 billion over to the fucking Ukraine, We should damn sure be able to get a fucking law enforcement department that can service our schools. We can damn sure get a law enforcement agency to service our schools. Shout out to my man Eric L. Hit your boy with $10. He said, great stream. Thank you. Appreciate it. We should damn sure be able to fund out to secure our children in our schools. Why not? Why not? Just saying. Brian, was there a Calvin Dickinson said, Brian, was there a Brady gun bill? I can't remember which one the Brady gun bill was, which one that shit was. I'll check it out. Give me a second.
This administration has already admitted that it's an issue. But if he can go on prime time and not talk about the children, his first mistake, talk about the guns. He is a non-credible messenger. It is a White House that lies from the podium. You've had 13 high-profile departures in the first female, first vice president of color's office. They don't want to work there. These dream jobs have been turned into nightmares. And frankly, they don't have a messaging problem. They have a fact problem. And Joe Biden, talks as if he just got to
Thanks, Jaden. Hit your boy with $5.
He's in his fifth
Yes.
decade. This is a guy who was tasked by President Biden after Newtown, after the Sandy Hook massacre in 2012. Joe Biden was tasked by President Obama to work on this. Nothing got done. So when he says do something, he's incapable of doing that. I think we should look at, there's never any one reason, so you can't have any one solution. And we have to look at the profile of a lot of these shooters. Someone like that, who the other students are afraid of them, take them seriously. Here in New York, see something, say something is about backpacks on the subway. You're afraid of a student. That needs to be important. The guy in Nicholas Cruz, the guy in Parkland, the FBI had been to his homes so many times and never did enough. And they're
So the Brady gun bill is basically the 5-day waiting period. So when you go and buy a gun, you have to wait 5 days before a licensed importer, manufacturer, dealer can sell you that gun, deliver that gun. Oh, you know what? I remember this. So you know what happened with that? There was a woman who died because of this bill. There was a woman who died because of that shit right there. That waiting period, 5-day, 3-day waiting period, whatever the fuck it was. She actually had a boyfriend or whatever it was. I think it was a boyfriend or somebody was stalking her. She had an order of protection. He violated it. He then threatened her life several occasions. That's why they gave her the actual protective order. And she went to the gun store to actually buy the gun, but because of that fucking bill, she had to wait. And you know what happened while she was waiting, going through her waiting period? The guy came and did what he said he was going to do. He killed her. This is why that last part on that fucking amendment, number 2, shall not be infringed. I should not have to have a waiting period. I should not have to go in front of some fucking commission. I shouldn't have to explain why. I shouldn't have to explain for what purpose. I should not have to do any of that. It's a right. I don't have to explain why I'm about to say what I'm going to say. I don't have to wait 5 days to say something that I want to say. I shouldn't have to wait 5 days, 3 days to get my fucking gun that I'm paying my money for. Because if she would have went and got a gun illegally, she probably would have still been here. But then, if she would have got caught with that gun, she would have been breaking the law and could have went to jail for it. Just saying. Just saying. There it is. So there's your Brady gun bill and what it did, what it does, what it's all about. That's what it is.
he was aspiring to be a school shooter. If you aspire to be a school shooter, you're going to get your wish.
Well, you know, Will, one of the things that we talked about yesterday was with the COVID lockdowns, kids in schools.
All right, look, Zangary, RC, here's let's do this. If you ain't gonna click the link and have a discussion to make your points, then stop, because you talking about you just going off into the rails now, into the weeds now. So I'm getting tired of it. So just fall back and either watch the show, or if you're willing to have a conversation and come on the show, we can do that. But other than that, you just going into other shit now. Turn this place into a giant prison for everyone so you can feel safe, ridiculous, whatever. And you spelt ridiculous wrong. Ridiculous. Dumb motherfuckers, man. No one wants to live in a police state, folks. Christian victimhood is off the charts these days, folks. Just stop. If you're not gonna have a conversation, I'm willing to do that, and we can actually have a constructive conversation. That's great. We can do that. But if you're gonna get off topic and just start talking about other shit, we're not doing that. That's not what this show is about. So I'm gonna ask you nicely to either participate with the topic or come on to the platform and have a discussion. Those are your two options. Or, no, your three options. Or just shut up and stop typing in my chat. One of those three. All right, there you go. Let's continue.
Now go kind of like from 6th grade to 9th grade, because they missed 2 years, and they are emotionally not mature enough socially, but now they're in a position where they're with older kids. I kind of tie that together with the fact that since 2018, we are now seeing the mass shooters, the age of the mass shooters, younger, and Uvalde, is it not Buffalo? Is it Buffalo? Yeah.
Parkland was
Parkland.
19 as
yes,
well.
And 19.
You're absolutely right, Judge. And if you were honest and sincere about trying to address this problem, you would be addressing all of the multifactorial contributors that you and Greg and Kellyanne are pointing to. Guns are but one part of that equation. Mental health, as you've mentioned, isolated, social media, first-person video shooter games, big pharma. All of our kids are being prescribed drugs at absolutely record rates. And you're going to tell me none of this is contributing to this uptick in, yes, younger shooters, but the focus has to be simply on the gun. When you say do something, when President Biden says do something, he means do something about guns. And I will just say, the people that are the most passionate about gun control are simultaneously the most dishonest and ignorant people about guns. They know very little about caliber or velocity of younger shooters, but the focus has to be simply on the gun. I gotta play that again. When you say do something, when President Biden says do something, he means do something about guns. And I will just say, the people that are the most passionate about gun control are simultaneously the most dishonest and ignorant people about guns. They know very little about caliber or velocity or magazines. They use these terms, weapons of war.
Or assault.
Or assault weapon, exactly right, Greg. They use these terms like they learned them yesterday on the back of a Cracker Jack.
Exactly. And case in point, over the last few shows that I've done talking about this, there's always been somebody speaking the same exact way. They're ignorant about weapons. But they want to tell us what to do with those very same weapons. I'm ignorant about crocheting. I'm ignorant about knitting. And that's why you don't see me on my platform talking about how people should knit, how people should crochet on my platform, because I'm ignorant to it. So therefore I shut the fuck up about it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So say what you want about guns. Turn yours in. Don't carry yours. Why are you concerned about me as a law-abiding citizen having the guns that I have? Why is that a problem for you? I'm not committing any crimes with them. I'm not hurting you with them. I'm not pointing them at you. So why would you then feel the need to want to take mine because you don't like them? because you think they're a problem. That's your prerogative to think that. But why would you be the person to decide what I get to have and what I don't get to have just based on what you like and what you think I should have? One of the biggest things that most people who are anti-gun, who don't think, or just, I'm not anti-gun, I just think people shouldn't have assault rifles. One of the biggest things that they can never answer about that is saying, nope, you're right. You haven't done anything to me. So, yeah, because the very same gun that you want to ban can still be obtained illegally. So why ban it?
Box. They have functional meanings, or they're made up in either case, and they do nothing to solve this problem.
All right, Harold, what about the fact that there are 20 congresspeople in swing districts, Democrats, who say, why don't you break this bill down so that we don't have to vote on yes or no on guns? Even they're worried about the public not necessarily buying into the Second Amendment destruction.
So, look, I agree with a lot that's been said, but I approach these things differently. We have a problem, right? Since Sandy Hook, the shooting at Sandy Hook, there have been 900 mass shootings in the country. Now, if there had been 9 or 5 or 3 or 14, I'd say, you know, maybe there's some overreaction. There have been 900.
Now listen to this.
How do you define those, though, Harold?
A mass shooting?
Yeah, because they keep changing them. Like it's like 4.
Well, I know this. I don't want to be a part of one.
Yeah,
I can look it up here. I can Google it. We can Google what a mass shooting.
No, you're going to have trouble
number 2.
with that, Harold, really
Number
quickly,
2.
because
You see, he didn't do it, but the standing definition of a mass shooting is 4 or more people. That's pretty much been it has changed and went back and forth a few times, but that's been pretty much the consensus. 4 or more people. My question is this: if it's been 900 of those, 900, how come we don't hear about the other 899 of them? And you want me to tell you why? The reason why you don't hear about the other ones, the other 800 or whatever, 4 more people getting shot, it's because it's niggas that's getting shot. And it's niggas that's doing the shooting. It's niggas that are getting shot, and it's niggas that's doing the shootings. That's why you don't hear about them. That's why the other 897 of them you don't know shit about. That's exactly why. It's mass shootings every fucking weekend in Chicago. How many of them are national news? How many of them got everybody in law enforcement traveling from towns and over towns over to that? That's exactly what it is. Because if it ain't a white person or a police officer doing the shooting, they don't give a fuck about it. As long as it's a bunch of niggas shooting niggas, the GDs and the foes going at it, the BDs and the folks is going at it, we don't give a fuck. Ain't gonna be on my news channel. Won't be at the top of my news tonight. Won't be on CNN. Won't be on Fox. Nope. That's the reality of it. So is this really something that these politicians are really concerned about? Or is it just an opportunity for them to move their agenda forward so that they can get more power? So that they can take away more power from the people to empower themselves? Just saying. 900, over 900 mass shootings, technically called mass shootings. Why we as a country then only talked about maybe what, 4 or 5 this year, if that? I'm thinking of 3 right off the top of my head. And the one that they just had, y'all motherfuckers ain't even talking about it. The nigga that went and shot up the black doctors and the other 2 white nurses and office administrator or whatever, motherfuckers, that shit ain't even made national news. They ain't even talking about that shit.
Bitch, you a liar, and the truth ain't in you. Bitch, your greedy, your raggedy ass ain't in that life, so stop. Tommy's draws for shit. Cry face. There you go. Motherfucker named Tom Thumb. Stupid is or stupid does. But all I'm saying is this. You don't hear about it. So is it really a problem? Is it really a concern for these politicians? This do something now. We got to do something now. And here's another panty dropper for you. Out of those 900, how many of those are done with assault rifles? Out of those 900, how many of those are done with assault rifles? I'll tell you how many. Well, I can ballpark how many. It's less than half, because there's only on average about 400 semi-automatic rifle shootings every year. So if it's 900 mass shootings and it's only about 400 semi-automatic rifle shootings every year, all of those 400 semi-automatic rifle shootings ain't mass shootings. So it's probably less than 100 of those are mass shootings that are done with rifles. Maybe 2. So how about that for some facts for your ass? So the percentage of people that are actually using these rifles to shoot people is less than 400. So then, would that really mean out of all of the other shootings that are occurring, that's the main problem? I think not. The numbers and the statistics prove it. There's the data.
Every organization.
Time out. I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk. So let's just say it's more than 2. That's got to be. It's got to be more than 1. So 900 of them. 2. In these situations, the school stuff, I would agree with you. The guns alone are not the problem with these school shootings. But in Buffalo, the gun probably was a bigger part of the problem, and the mental health as well. I think Democrats have to be willing, and Republicans have to be willing to accept a little of what they don't want if we want to try to solve this problem. Because it is a problem. This is not something we're making up. There are kids being killed. There are people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you had a hospital, frontline workers be shot by a patient who was upset by the care and treatment that he got.
He had an AR and a handgun. So now what does that mean? So what does that mean? That person had an AR-15 and a handgun. So now what does that tell you?
So I'd do 3 things. 1, the age of the shooter ought to be 21. 2, we ought to have a longer...
Here's how stupid that is. Number 1, if you're under the age of 21, you can still get a gun illegally. Number 2, do I really care about the age of the shooter? Or do I just care about the shooter? Oh, it's the guy was 21 that did this school shooting. Oh, so that makes it better. That makes it better. The guy was over 21. Oh, he was 22 that did this one. So, yeah, I get it. How stupid is that? And this is what these politicians think are make sense gun laws. It doesn't matter. When you have a teenager that drives drunk and kills himself and a bunch of friends, or she kills herself and some friends in a car because she's driving drunk at 16, does it matter? Are you really concerned about the person driving drunk? Or are you concerned about this person being 16 and where did they get the liquor from? When have you ever heard that? We're going to trace back to find out where the liquor came from. I got it illegally. Oh, well, well, there you have it. Person still dead. Drunk driving still occurred.
Accidents still happened. Like we've never seen a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, or 18-year-old, or 19-year-old, or 20-year-old drunk before? Really? That doesn't happen. You go on these college campuses, you don't see any underage drinking going on. Nope, because it's illegal.
Background, a waiting period for the background checks to take place. So if there's big tech stuff, if there's social media things, let's figure these things out.
Who's going to investigate
Can I
stuff?
just finish? Look, I know these are uncomfortable things, but
No,
I'm glad.
Not that it's uncomfortable. I just know that in real time, you
Thank
are
you.
not going to get law enforcement to do that. I used to sign these permits. I was lucky
And
if
you
I
hire
got the
more
local
people.
chief to check if they had a record.
You hire more people. Let me tell you something. Right now, our federal government, you have to have what is called a tax stamp in order to have a short barrel rifle or to purchase a suppressor or a silencer for your rifle or for your handguns. It has to be registered with the government. You have to pay them $200 for each stamp. Ask me how long does it take to get your tax stamp back? Because it has to be registered and it has to be approved by the ATF. Ask me how long does that process take on average? $6 to 9 months. Now, during this COVID shit, it took motherfucking my brother Easy took over a year to get it. Over a fucking year. Hire more people. We got plenty of motherfuckers at the ATF. Who the fuck can speed that process up? We can't. So I'm paying for a service. I'm paying the federal government to provide that service, and then it still takes me a year to get the very thing that I'm legally able to have from my own government. Yeah, that's service with a smile, ain't it? You're telling me that it takes anywhere between 6 months to a year to find out if I'm not eligible to have one of those SBR or to have a fucking suppressor? Seriously? But you know what? People who don't buy that shit, people who aren't interested in that shit, they don't give a fuck about it. And there's nothing that we can do about it. We can contact our fucking local politicians and they can't force it along. Hey man, this is my third SBR. Why am I waiting a year? I don't have a felony. I don't have a record. And I made this purchase. My gun is sitting at the fucking gun store waiting for this fucking tax stamp to come back. And it's taken a year. Why is that? In today's age, with all this technology, or I can file my taxes online, I can pay my taxes online, I can pay the government anything I need to pay them online, but I can't get this shit back in time to where I can say, hey, let me go ahead and get my tax stamp so I can go ahead and do my thing. See? Hire more people. Just hire more people. Yeah, easier said than done, motherfucker. That's the shit that I'm talking about. And the reason why I'm making that point is when you do concede and you give up that power, this is how they do it. Fuck you, we'll give it to you when we ready for it. Fuck you, we'll take as long as we want before you get it. Fuck you, I'll give it to you when I get good and goddamn ready. Because I'm the federal government. You goddamn right, Deluxe. The last thing we need is bigger government.
More people. Democrats also have to accept. Well, I don't give up. Like I sense there's a resignation here.
What is number three? A genuine curiosity. What is
number three? You got to put trained people in schools with guns who know how to use them.
Absolutely.
Not teachers.
Yeah.
Not teachers.
Can I just?
Why not teachers that have been trained? See? And if I was a teacher, I'd be offended. Not forcing a teacher. But if I'm a teacher and I can go through the training that the same motherfucking law enforcement officer that's going to be in the school that's going through that training, why wouldn't I be able to have it? Even if it's one teacher in the school that qualifies. Set up a fucking course, a fucking class, and let me go through it. If I pass, let me have it. Make me qualify every year or every 2 years, whatever the case may be. If I qualify, let me have it. But you know what? That's him saying, not teachers, not teachers. Because he not one. He ain't never been in no fucking classroom. His punk ass ain't never been in a classroom in the inner city. We're in a fucking high school in the inner city. Where a kid will fuck around and stab your ass, swing on your ass, fight your ass, just because they having a bad day. Or just because they can. That's my point. That's why I say politicians are full of shit. And they really don't give a fuck about the people. They just own their own power trip. That's all this shit is.
Say, listen to your suggestions.
I'm listening to four of you guys tell me, and I'm just trying to react.
Having a conversation
think
here.
that teachers should
I'm
be
just trying to finish my
allowed to
point.
have guns.
But
That's
Harold,
interesting.
What I'm trying to say in the spirit of a conversation is I actually, for one, would be open to listening to you talking about raising the age of buying an assault weapon from 18 to 21. I'd be willing to have that conversation.
Well, that's
but
good.
Conversations have to be
happening.
had.
Okay.
They have to be had on honest grounds. And Greg pressing you on the mass shooting numbers is an honest question because that
And I
is
just said,
everywhere.
I said I don't know the answer, but I think
let
it's
him
more than
finish.
one. Again,
Go ahead, Harold.
we have a problem in this country.
Right.
And it's not going to be solved with what you all have just said. You know why? Because we've been doing that all along, and it's still happening. It's not going to be solved with just Democrats talking about guns. You guys want to bash Democrats? Fair. It's a good
No,
platform
they're
to be on.
bashing us. We're not.
See, this is what you call being passive aggressive. He's trying to act like he's being the good guy here, but he's literally just saying the same thing that everybody else is saying, and then the real pressing questions, he don't have an answer for, which is why he said, I don't. Flat out, just said it. But this is what I want to do. Well, what about this? Well, I don't know the answer to that, but this is what I want to do. What?
Bashing them.
Listen to me. I wouldn't be saying anything if it wasn't good faith, my friend. I mean, I'm telling you what I'd like. I call balls and strikes on Democrats
All right,
and
give us the
Republicans.
facts.
But Harold,
Ain't called not one ball or one strike on the Democrats since he's been speaking. Well, he did say the teachers with the guns, because the Democrats don't want that shit neither. What type of gun should a teacher have? Whatever the standard that they have to qualify for. Should a teacher have an AR-15? I don't think so. Just because of where do you keep it? But should a teacher be able to have a concealed carried handgun? Absolutely. Absolutely.
You were in Congress.
No.
The age should be raised. There should be a longer period to explore someone's background. They have a 28-day waiting period in Australia. That may be too long. We ought to do that. We ought to have school, in the school situation, armed people at these schools. And I believe it's controversial, but these ghost guns, we got to deal with that when we talk about these gangs and other things, Chicago and New York.
Agreed.
So we're conflating some of these
Agree
issues
with
here.
that. Coming up next, Joe Biden's.
There you go. There you go. Zan Gary finally said, put up the link. Okay, Zan Gary. I'll do it. Why not? Let's do this. Let's do this. And let's do that. We're going to do this. Do. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. And it's telling me to wait because it's loading. There we go. Here comes the link. It is going to be in the chat. And it is going to be in the description box. In just 2 seconds here. There it is in there. And I'm putting it over here on the UGOA side of the game as well. Boom, bam. Now I know it's gonna take you a minute to get in there, Zane Gary, so I'm gonna keep going on with my show while I do that. The other thing that I saw in this, with this whole thing, was just the fact that the other groups, let me see if I can find this real quick. Yes, these motherfuckers here. So, oh wait, no, that's the second one. Let me get the first one up. Yeah, there we go. So this was Mr. Representative Gomert. He was talking about the gun thing and with Democrats, and he made some really great points. So check this out. If I can actually click on it. I don't know why this takes so long to do that. It should just be simple. Right. And I gotta wait. Then there we go. Okay.
Gentleman yields back for what purposes Mr. Garment seek recognition.
Back the last word.
Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't think that it's very effective for the children to have people on the other side of the aisle come in and accuse Republicans of being complicit in murder, and that we put our right to kill over others' right to live, to infer by rhetorical supposed questions, who are you here for? We must be here for the gunman, is an outrage. How dare you? You think we don't have hearts? It's just that when we look at the things that you're doing and you're trying to do to America, we've seen the carnage. I mean, for heaven's sake, let's take example. Democrats control the major cities that have the worst murder rates. That's right.
That's right. Democrats are in control of the very cities that people are talking about and saying, hey, this is happening, that's happening, this is going on, that's going on, all of this gun violence. They're the ones in control of it. Is there not any type of correlation between that? Is there not a common denominator with that? Yes, there is. Look it up. It's a fact. The cities with the most violent crimes are Democrat-ran cities. The top ones are. That's a fact. So you tell me what's going on then. Since they got it all figured out, and we should be following their lead and listening to them. Why is that? Because they honest and truly don't give a shit. They're only using these types of situations to actually bolster their own fucking agenda, to move forward their own agenda so that they can get more power. They want to tell you what to do, what to think, and how to act, and how much money they get to get from your ass. That's it. You're nothing more than a fucking resource. They don't give a shit about how you live day to day. They don't give a shit what happens in your community. They only give a shit about something that benefits them and them getting something more or something else from your ass. That's it. Whether it's your silence or your power or your rights. They want to tell you what the fuck to do.
Your ideas have been shown to get people killed.
Yep. Brady
Are you
Bill.
Here for the murderers in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in these other major cities, because you're wanting to do nationally what is being
Chicago, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Detroit. Should I keep going? New York City, all blue, all ran by Democrats, and in some cases, niggas, and be the worst fucking areas on the fucking in the fucking state. Tell me why that is. If they got it figured out, they don't. Right, Ray Allen, get a rope.
Done by Democrats in those big cities. We care about people. We care about their lives. And lives have been so trivialized. We care deeply. How dare you? How dare you? You arrogant people attributing murder to those of us that want to do things to stop it? Because we've seen what your ideas do. They create.
Zangari, please feel free to click the link. It's been put in the description box and has been put in both chats. What are you waiting on?
More murder? Okay, let's look. Rochester, New York. These are cities that set the all-time high homicide rates in 2021. This is what you're shooting for, apparently, figuratively speaking. Rochester, New York, they had a record homicide rate of 80. Not that big of a city. Philadelphia, 524 last year. And by the way, all of these are Democrat mayors. Louisville, Kentucky hit a high homicide rate. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Austin, Texas, Indianapolis, St. Paul, Portland, Albuquerque, Tucson, Columbus, Jackson, Mississippi, Atlanta, New Haven. Those are all Democrat ideas. They control. They've done so many of the things that Democrats in this committee want to do. We're not alleging you don't care. We're just telling you that your ideas have gotten people killed.
And that's all he's saying. And I hats off to him for coming with facts. He's not just talking about how he feel. He ain't just talking about his fantasy. He ain't just making some shit up. He said and made a statement and backed it up with statistical data facts. That's what he did. Straight facts, straight up stats. What's the I don't understand.
Not saved lives, for heaven's sake. And then you want to be arrogant and accuse us of murder and of not caring? We care. And if you could just possibly get off any kind of arrogant stepladder that allows you to look down on us and look back historically. Thomas Jefferson was not at the Constitutional Convention, but he said in a letter, if I could change one thing, it would be to require bills to be on file for a year before they're voted on, because he understood the mistakes that are made when you rush and make big decisions out of emotion. That's what we're trying to prevent so that we can save lives and keep people from being killed. For heaven's sake, I think back historically, we had a president in Franklin Roosevelt that on D-Day led the country in a 6 to 8 minute prayer for our troops. And now we had a president come on after Uvalde and he used God's name in vain. Most of us would consider it. It was used as an interjection, not as a source from whom to beg for wisdom, like this country did for most of our history.
That's all I'm saying. Zangari, it says that your devices are not connected, so you have to log out, you have to log back in, and you have to test your equipment to make sure you have the proper mic selected and the proper camera selected. It won't let you, I can't add you when you can't say anything. So it's saying your devices are not connected. So whatever device you're using, you have to make sure that those devices have been tested in that little backstage part so that you can make sure that it works. Okay? Okay. All right. So he did attempt once, or she attempted once. So let's see what happens. We're going to finish this up.
Since the 60s, we really started having these mass shootings. Perhaps there was something in the 60s, maybe some Supreme Court decisions that gave rise to people being taught in school, it's whatever you think feels good. Well, it's time to get common sense back and to look historically about where people are being murdered in record rates, and don't repeat that like the Democrats are trying to do. Let's do common sense things that will save lives. I'm out of time, so you're back.
There you go. And here's my thing, and shout out to what he said. I like the way that he brought his point. Do you have to agree with everything he said? Nope. Do you have to say it's the Democrats' fault and agree with that? Nope. He's just pointing out the stats and pointing out the statistics and saying this is what's happening. This is what we're seeing. Here's the data. Here are the numbers. And here's my thing, too, to what Taluvian said. The problem that I have with a lot of Democrats is that they want to send law-abiding citizens through all of these hoops to jump through to be able to have their God-given right of being able to defend themselves. However, they're the first ones to make easy, go light on all of the actual criminals. On all of the criminals. Okay, Tom Thumb, I thought you would stop, but I guess you're not, so just leave, man. But better yet, no, you go ahead. Type something else. Type another motherfucking message, Tom Thumb. I dare you. I dare you to type another motherfucking message. Go on and take your pussy somewhere else to get fucked, because we ain't doing it over here. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're done. But when you look at it to where they made all of these concessions for all of these criminals, people get out on no bond here, no bond because of COVID, people going back out on the streets to go commit the crimes that they were committing, all ready to get in jail. You let people rob people as long as the amount is less than $1,000. They don't have to go to jail. There's no police report filled out. Literally anything under $1,000 you can just take, and that's fine. They'll make all these inroads and all of these plays. They'll make it easier for criminals to commit crimes, but they want to make it extremely difficult for law-abiding citizens to be able to protect themselves. How about that? And for those two people, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. Zangari, it still says no devices are connected. So I can't do anything with that. It says no devices are connected. So I can't add you. I can't do anything. You have to go back out and you have to get your shit straight. I'm sorry. But I would think someone who is so adamant about gun control would actually be able to go ahead and get their shit together so that they could actually like understand how to make this shit work, which is very simple, and they could do that. There you go. Corinne GDK, I'm not that dumb, you stupid motherfucker. Thought you was gonna get up here and have yourself a funky good time? Nope. Bye-bye. That's all these motherfuckers want to do. I'm just a little old YouTuber. It's like, I don't understand this. Like, what is that supposed to do? Like, I'm a little ass YouTuber. You got some blaring music with some stupid shit playing, and it's like, what does that do? Like, do you really think I'm that fucking stupid? I'm not. So there you go. There you go. So all I'm saying is that should let you know what the actual motives are and what the actual intentions are for these people that are considered to be your Democrats trying to protect you, trying to make you safe. We trying to have our community safe. To what degree? To what degree? Because these people are you clearly see that what they're doing when they're in charge, it's not changing anything. Some of the strictest gun laws, New York. You actually have to go before a committee in New York and tell them why you want to have a gun. And then they have to approve it. They have to approve it. So it's like, if you're going to do that and have me go through that shit, then why would I even do that when you're going to tell me no anyway? I don't like that stupid shit, D-staff, so you can get the fuck out too. How about that? So it's like, I got to go and tell you why I want a gun, what I'm going to use the gun for. And then they give you stipulations to say, well, we'll give you the gun, but you can only have it at your place of business. We'll give you this gun, but you can only have it at your house. We'll let you have a gun, but you can only have the gun from when you going from your job to your place of business and home. That's it. Can't carry it nowhere else. But yet still, gun violence off the chain. You got motherfuckers walking on the fucking subway, walking on the fucking trains, shooting up motherfuckers in New York. So you tell me how gun bans and more gun control is going to make them safer. California, you can't have a gun with more than a 10-round magazine. Gun violence off the chain in the fucking New York, in California. Fuck you talking about? The fuck you talking about? It's the same goddamn thing. It's the same goddamn thing. I don't understand why they think that that's something that to where it's going to solve the problem, because it's not. And if I'm not solving the problem, what are we really here for? What am I really trying to get? If I can't solve the problem, what is it that you're really trying to get from me? I'll tell you what they're trying to get. Control, power, your rights taken away. I just want to be able to tell you what the fuck to do. Whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing or the best thing for you, that's all trivial. That's all subjective. I just want to be able to tell you what the fuck to do and then have you pay me for telling you what the fuck to do. And we'll call that public service.
There are those in the Republican Party who are good at hiding what they think about how the system should work and what you should be able to get away with. Louis Gohmert just isn't it. He doesn't have the gray matter for it. And so he just blurts out what he's really thinking. Take a look at this.
It actually puts an exclamation point on the fact that we have a two-tier justice system. If you're a Republican, you can't even lie to Congress or lie to an FBI agent, or they're coming after you. They're going to bury you. They're going to put you in the DC jail and terrorize and torture you and not live up to the Constitution there. However, this comes on the heels of Sussman being acquitted because the jury that had a bunch of Hillary Clinton lovers in it, donors even, they said, look, he's a Democrat, and of course they're going to lie. Everybody lies.
That was amazing. And I know we're going to focus on the first part, but he's saying at the end that the guy he's talking about should have been arrested for lying, but he doesn't think that Navarro should have been? Like, shouldn't you have one standard? I know I sound
What have we come to?
Yeah.
What have we come to?
No, that was, of course, hilarious, right? I mean, it's leave it to Gohmert to be like, now we can't even lie to the FBI anymore? I mean, that's what we've been doing our whole lives. We can't lie to Congress, then what the hell are we going to do? Right. Okay, what did I come to Congress for anyway? Okay, if I can't lie to you, well, shoot, I might as well go home. Okay, I mean, look, that's why Louis Gohmert's roundly thought of as the dumbest man in Congress, although Paul Gosar and a couple of, and now Marjorie Taylor Greene, et cetera, are giving him a run for his money. But Gohmert is the guy who said that Barack Obama was reconstituting the Ottoman Empire. Now, to the best of my knowledge, no reporter's ever asked him. It appears to be entirely unreconstituted. So, did you maybe get that one a little? Were you a little bit off on that one, right? But no, he just goes around, and But again, in Republican circles, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. God damn it, we can't lie to Congress, the FBI. What is the world coming to? And guys, now in seriousness, it's because it's part of a mentality of we run this country. We can do whatever we want. And now there's a new rules where we have to share power equally in a democracy. They don't like that at all. Nope. And that same thing for Navarro. He's like, I thought we were above the law. What the hell's going on here? Are we going to have to actually abide by the law like non-Christian white men? Mm-hmm. This is gross. And he's like genuinely outraged.
And that's how people were after.
Here's my thing. I, to some degree, agree with what they're saying. The thing that I don't like about what they say and how they say it, is just my opinion, is that they don't hold themselves to the same standard that they want to hold others to. And that was the reason why I played that. Because you have motherfuckers that lie on both sides. And you have people that would that regardless of what the issue is, if it's about telling the truth, if it's about having morals, if it's about having values, whatever the case may be, then why not just let it be about that? Why not just let it be about that? Because when either side is doing something that you don't agree with, I would hope that they would be the ones saying it on both sides. And if you choose not to, that's fine. But in my opinion, that's my thing with groups like this. And this is my thing when it comes to when I'm talking about being fair, when I'm talking about facts, when I'm talking about, if that's how you feel and that's your opinion, great. But you can go back and clearly go back and see plenty of Democrats just flat out lying, like our commander-in-chief, like a Beto O'Rourke. And I guarantee you won't find a single segment on the Young Turks talking about Beto O'Rourke flip-flopping on guns. You goddamn right we're going to take your guns. We're going to take your AR-15. We're going to take your AK-47. I'm not going to take anybody's guns. I don't want to take anybody's guns. I just want to protect Americans. That's just what they say.
See, I never just did things just to do them. Come on, I mean, what am I going to do? Just all of a sudden just jump up and grind my feet on somebody's couch like it's you know, something to do? Come on, I got a little more sense than that. Yeah, I remember grinding my feet on somebody's couch.
Same thing. Same thing. It's like, and I just want us to understand, and I want people that watch this kind of stuff, that watch me, that watch these other content creators. I just want the people to begin to ask questions, to think for themselves, and to just be fair. Those three things. Those three things. Ask questions. Be fair. And tell the truth. It's like when you look at someone and they're saying this and they're saying that, have your point, have your perspective, have your view, but tell the truth, use facts, and actually say, hey, this is what it is I'm trying to say, and here's why I'm saying it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry, Tay. But if you wanna be on the stream, you got to show yourself now, because I believe that you're probably the same asshole that was just up here, and I just can't click on it now and add you to the show. So if you ain't gonna turn your camera on or put in the chat what you're gonna talk about, then it's a wrap for that. That's all. That's just what I'm saying. So that's what it is. So turn your camera on right now, and we can have a conversation. If not, I'm going to end the show, and I'm going to kick you out. There it is. I ate my own shit. See? Just literally worthless people. And the other person that was on, that came over with the loud music and shit, black niggas. Yet another reason why I hate niggas. Yet another reason. Don't know this person. Ain't never met this person. Got a problem with me and what I'm saying? Okay. Won't have a conversation. I just want to troll you. Get some attention. Nope. Take that shit somewhere else, boss. You ain't gonna get it here. Get the fuck on. Bye-bye. This is one of the reasons why I don't always just throw my shit up, throw the chat up, throw the stream, throw a link up, because that's what you get. That's what you get. People that literally have no life, people that are literally have nothing to offer society. Literally nothing to offer society, but will insist on being a fucking maggot and just trying to feed off of others' lives, others' content, other content, other people's mission. I just want to feed off of that to get me some attention myself. That's it. That's all I want to do. Yes, I know I'm a worthless piece of shit. Yes, I know that I literally have amounted to nothing in my life. And I want to spend my time, the moments that I have left on this earth, to go and fuck with someone else. This is why I tell people to make sure that you train and that you're ready for anything, so that you can survive when it comes down to someone wanting to fuck with you. Because this same type of mentality is that of the criminal mentality. That person that don't want to work for shit and just want to take shit from people because they think they can. This is why you should be armed. This is why you should have a gun. Because when someone decides to just take something from you, when someone decides to just come and do something to you because of how they feel, because of what they going through, you'll be the victim. You'll be the person that's hurt. You'll be the person that'll die. You'll be the person that won't be able to go home to their children. You'll be the person that won't be able to go home to their wife. You'll be the person that will not be able to go on in this life because of someone else's decision to fuck with you. And this is why I tell people to train, so that you can defend yourself and literally, like I'm going to say it, take that person the fuck out of here before they do it to you. You can call that being scared of my shadow. You can call that being, I don't want you to come over here. I hope you don't ever bring your guns over to Great Britain or over to the UK or over to Europe. Fuck you and Europe. I don't have to bring my guns over there. I don't want to bring my guns over there. I stay right here in my good old US of A. It's fine. But I just want to be able to protect myself and defend myself. That's it. That's all I'm asking. And I don't need nobody to govern that. I don't need nobody how to tell me to do that. And until I go and fuck with somebody else, I don't need nobody else interfering with me doing that. That's all I'm saying. Because just like how those people, and we supposed to be, right, that's why he said fuck Ukraine. It's like those people in the Ukraine don't give a shit about me. Those people don't give a shit about the niggas in Chicago that's dying, the 900 shootings. They not concerned about that. They ain't sending no fucking relief over here, are they? Well, we're better off than them. Yeah, exactly. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder why we're one of the youngest fucking countries and one of the most powerful entities on the fucking planet. I wonder why. That's what it is. So, with that being said, I just wanted to make sure that I talked about this shit on The View, because this is a tragedy. It's a damn shame that you have a media outlet like ABC putting a show like this on national fucking television that is telling people to get rid of another group of people simply because of how they like to vote, simply because of their ideas, simply because of how they think, and simply because of their own self-thought. That's what we're dealing with. And that is nothing but another reason as to why we should never, ever let the Second Amendment be fucked with or infringed upon. I don't give a fuck how many more mass shootings occur. The Second Amendment ain't got shit to do with it. I don't care how many mass shootings happen, 900 or 9,000, has nothing to do with the Second Amendment. We ain't had no mass shootings in no courthouse, have we? But we had one at a doctor's office. We ain't had no mass shootings go on at the police station, but we had one at a grocery store, didn't we? We ain't had no mass shootings occur. We ain't had no mass shootings occur at the gun store, but we had one happen at a fucking church, right? Yup. You tell me what makes sense. Put more security in those places that are gun-free zones. Make it easier for our law-abiding citizens to keep and bear arms, or to just ban a bunch of shit that we know ain't gonna get banned and can still be obtained illegally. I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. Let the record reflect that Zangari RC, however smart they think they are, they're not even intelligent enough to be able to operate a fucking link on StreamYards. It just goes to show the level of intelligence of the people that are trying to tell us what we need to do. This person has tried on several different occasions to come into the fucking StreamYard, but it keeps telling them before they even join the fucking studio that their devices are not connected, and they insist on joining the fucking studio. It tells you when you click the link, test your equipment. It gives you the clear sign to test your shit. They won't. They can't. They didn't. Or they don't even have the equipment. So either this person doesn't even have the proper equipment, or they're just not educated enough to know how to work it. But I'm supposed to listen to this person to tell me about me and my guns. God bless America. Just think about that. If this person can't even operate a simple link from a website, imagine what they can't do with other shit like a gun. This person don't need a gun. Literally click the same shit over and over again. Over and over again, did the same exact thing and got the same result, and still said, I'm just going to click join the studio now. Enter studio. I'm going to click that knowing that none of my shit is working. I'm not testing it. It's telling me clear as day, test. You can test the audio, test your camera. It'll tell you what's wrong, and you still won't do it. Give them the answers to the test, half of you won't pass. Half of you won't pass. But it is what it is. Please, please, please click the like button, click the subscribe button, and till next time, hey man, I want to thank everybody for being a part of the show. I want to thank everybody who donated. And if you're watching this on the replay, you can still donate by clicking the link in the description box. My name is Brian Redman. I'm going to leave out of this studio and close out this motherfucking StreamYard. This is the Relationship Rehab and the United Guns of America. Shout out to everybody on the UGOA side of the game. That's my other channel. Please feel free to subscribe over there as well. I thank you guys. I love you all. Please, please have a good night. And I'm telling you right now, don't y'all vote for a goddamn thing that's talking about guns, gun rules, gun laws, gun control. We have more than enough. We have more than enough. We don't need any more. All we need is for people to be allowed to protect themselves the best way they can with the best equipment and the best tools possible. Thank you guys. Till next time, peace, and I'm out. What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redman, also known as the Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do two things.
What are those two things? Subscribing to both my channels. I need you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's two of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community stuff. Anything that's happening, I'm willing to have a conversation about it, so come on over. You don't got nothing else to lose, and you ain't got nothing else to do. So come to my channel, subscribe ASAP, and join in on the fun. Twice the entertainment, 2 channels, twice the fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out.